All right, people, what is going on? Episode 243 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VFBaller, and over here, like I said, we always talk about Georgia Southern football, Atlanta Falcons football, but I want to talk about some things around the NFL today. And, I'm very impressed at these young quarterbacks that are doing very well so far. First quarter of the season. We're also going to talk about some Atlanta Falcons as they go to London to play the New York Jets. And also, we're going to be talking about my Georgia Southern Eagles as they go and play Troy after an impressive victory against Arkansas State. They had some issues at the end. They gave up some garbage time points, but overall, it was a good game overall. So we'll see how that plays out, see how that transpired when we go to the next game when we play against like I said, when we play against uh, Troy. So that's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait to see how we bounce back or whatever the case may be. Welcome once again to the First and Frame Rate Show. This is episode 243. I am VF Baller, and we talk about all of those things under the sun. Before I get into that, this show will also be on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Google, I think I said Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor. So if you want to listen to any of those, any of this episode or the other episodes I have, they're all over there. Also, I want to make a quick announcement. I am going to start selling merch again on the Teespring link. I haven't put any new merchandise up there lately because it was going to be a transition to the fall. So once it started to get a little bit cooler, I'm gonna start putting some more hoodies, some more sweaters, coffee mugs for people who like to drink coffee throughout the winter, and put all that good stuff over there so you guys be able to check all that out. That will be phenomenal. Can't wait to get that stuff up and running once again. Also, one more thing before I get going. I do have another channel, which is the VF Cast. Over there, I talk about just strictly gaming. I will be putting up a new episode of that podcast probably later on tomorrow, which is the Thursday from this live show, which is Thursday the 7th, or I may put it up on the 8th. It just depends on how things flow with that. I'm definitely going to be putting up another episode on that because I haven't done one in a couple weeks. And that episode is going to be talking more about how I'm changing from gaming or whatever the case may be. Not going to get too much into that, but that's basically what I'm going to be doing. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into this. Talk about these young quarterbacks. I am very impressed with the quarterbacks that are in the NFL now. And even though you have the likes of Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Pat Mahomes, well, I ain't going to say he's an old guy. He's still young. So just scratch Pat Mahomes. Like I said, Tom Brady, Matt Stafford, you have those type of guys like Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan. You have those guys still putting up decent numbers. It's great to see these young guys come in and do what they do. You have like Lamar Jackson is still fairly young. You have Kyler Murray, Sam Darnold still fairly, Daniel Jones, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, he's doing pretty well. And the thing about it is really good to see these young crop of quarterbacks come through and actually be successful. They're doing a great job of maintaining elite status, even at their young or early age stages of being an NFL quarterback. I mean, you look at Kyler Murray. I'm gonna get into the numbers in a minute. Kyler Murray is still a part of the team that's still undefeated throughout this entire in the NFL. You have Matthew Stafford putting up great numbers already. Yeah, he's doing what he's been doing, but he's not a young guy, but he's putting up numbers as well. Sam Darnold is one of the big surprises to me because everybody thought with him being at the Jets, it was like, okay, he's just a average quarterback, but no, he's actually out here doing some things. So that's pretty cool to see that he's actually out here doing what he does. It just shows you that he was a good quarterback all along. It's just the Jets are, the Jets. Daniel Jones, he surprised a lot of people his rookie season when he came out and he was playing the preseason, turned around and continued to be a pretty good quarterback. And you also have guys like obviously the Lamar Jacksons, Josh Allen, still doing what he does and putting up pretty good numbers as well. And we're gonna just go down the list of some of these young guys, and I'm going to talk about what they're doing. First, we're gonna start off with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, right now, Let's see, he 134 attempts, but he has 102 completions. So he's 102 of 134, 76% completion percentage. That is unheard of nowadays. I mean, you hear the 71s and the 72s, but now you got a 76 completion percentage. That's not too far from 80%. Very, very impressive. And he has 9 touchdowns, but he does have 4 interceptions. You need to clean that up a little bit. But a rating of 115. Really, really impressive. Now, you go down a little bit. Pat Mahomes do what he does. He's still one of the young guys. 102 or 140 or 141. 72% completion percentage, 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Some of those interceptions could be fixed. The thing about Pat Mahomes, he's a risk taker. He does some of those fancy passes that may not need to be taken, but he does them anyway. And he could easily be less than 4 interceptions if you really, just calm that down a little bit. Sam Darnold, touchdown to interception ratio is not as impressive, but he is completing 67% of his passes. And right now he at 1189. And so that's not too bad for 4 games in already. 1189. And for put that in context, Derek Carr is the leading passer right now with 1399. And Kyler Murray is not too far behind him with 1273. Tom Brady's right there in the middle with 1356. Daniel Jones, he's thrown for 1184, 96 for 144, 66% pass completion percentage, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. Justin Herbert, what can you say about this guy? Justin Herbert is just, not only with him and his team in general, it's just lighting up the scene when it comes to, beating the Chiefs. And I think they just beat the Raiders. So they're looking really good right now. And the quarterback plays piece for itself. 113 to 164, 68% completion percentage, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Quarterback rating of 100. Jalen Hurts, surprisingly good. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he was. I've always questioned his quarterback acumen, but hey, I can't question this. 96 of 145, 66% completion percentage, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 101 passer rating. And, a lot of these guys can run as well. And I'm not even talking about the rushing because I just clearly just want to talk about the quarterback play. Jared Goff is not too shabby himself. 1,100 yards passing. Oh, I'll take that back. Jalen Hurts has 1167 and Jared Goff has 1,100. And right now, Jared Goff is at 110 of 161, 68% completion. Let's see, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions as well. Lamar Jackson could clean up his play a little bit, but it's not bad. His touchdown to interception ratio does stick out. 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That could be fixed. But right now he's at 75 of 124 at 75% completion. I'll take that back. 60% completion percentage. And a quarterback I haven't talked about yet. We have Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has 100 for 133, 75% completion percentage, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Dak Prescott off that injury is playing very well, and that's really good to see. So I'll categorize him as one of the young guys as well. He's been in the league not too long. Josh Allen, his completion percentage could be a little bit higher, but still at 99 at 156, 63% completion percentage, not too bad. 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and that's the big thing about it. He has 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Dak Prescott has 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Those are the type of things that you will want. You want to keep the interceptions at a minimum. And for what it's worth, these young guys are showing what they could do. Honorable mention, I don't want to leave him out, but he's doing pretty good. Mac Jones, who actually had a pretty good game against the Bucs. Mac Jones, 112 for 160, 70% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. The touchdown interception ratio could be a little bit better, but hey, you can't be mad about that. Baker Mayfield as well, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 74 for 113, 65%. Zach Wilson, he's one of the young guys too. He could be a little bit better. I don't want to, categorize him with the rest, but right now I expect him to do better, and I don't want to jump on him too much because he's a rookie, and I'll just leave his stats out there because he's not doing as good as the others. But as far as passing yards, he's up there with, the top 10, top 20, top 25, and not too shabby to be starting off so far. So it's good to see these young quarterbacks shining. I love to see what they're doing, And I think that the NFL is in good hands with these type of quarterbacks. Like I said, you got the Lamar Jacksons, you got the Kyler Murrays, you got the Justin Herberts, you got all these guys that are actually pretty good at what they do, and it's just good to see that. It's good to see guys stepping up, and the next 5, 6, 7, 10 years, I think we're going to be in good hands when it comes to watching quarterbacks play. I think it's just going to be a phenomenal look, and it's good to see these young guys shining. It's really good to see. If you are liking this content, this is your first time here, or this is your first time listening on the podcast side of things, give me a good rating over there on the podcast side. 4 or 5 stars would be awesome. Like I said, if you're here watching this on YouTube and you missed the live side, you can catch this on Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher. No, I'm not on Stitcher yet. Spotify, Anchor, and all the other platforms. Me personally, this is not an ad for them. I like to use Podcast Addict because that's where I put all my podcasts in one area, and I listen to them as I go. Be your own program director. You can listen to the podcast whenever you want to listen to them. Let's get into what I normally talk about. We talk about the Falcons. We talk about what they are capable of doing and what they don't do. I just did a video about Matt Ryan. You can go check that out. We're going to talk about the Falcons. We're going to jump over there to the Georgia Southern Eagles. Right now, the Falcons are headed to London. We're going to be playing the New York Jets. And, man, I think the Falcons could win this game once again. My main thing is the Falcons always find themselves to get in the way. They always find themselves to get themselves in the way to lose a game. But I think against the Jets, even though, Zach Wilson played pretty good against the Titans, I really think that we'll be able to eke out a win here. We did lose Isaiah Oliver for the year with a knee injury. Eric Harris, I don't know if he's going to be traveling with everybody. We'll see how that goes. Don't know how that's going to play out, but we'll see if they're going to be on deck to play. Well, Eric Harris for that instance. Can't wait to see this game once again. I always love watching my Falcons play regardless of what's going on. I always watch those guys. They are they're the Falcons. Matt Ryan does a pretty good job of trying to protect the ball and put the ball in places. The receivers just need to catch the ball. And the defense themselves, they need to tighten up. The defense gave up a lot of points and a lot of yards last game compared to them playing against the Giants where they actually shut things down. So it's kind of like a roller coaster of what the defense. I'm not going to get too much into this game and see what they're going to be able to do, but I just feel like they should be able to win this game. Sorry about the hold up. I think they should be able to win this game. We have the weapons. We have the not only that we have the weapons, we do have the experience, and I just feel like we have the better team. I feel that we do. If the receivers catch the ball, I feel like we have a better team, and there's just no way around it. I feel like we'll be able to get over the pond and execute our game plan because the Jets aren't that good. But I will say this, the way they played the Titans, they do kind of scare me. I will say that. They played the Titans very, very well, and that kind of gives me a cause to pause. They beat them in overtime per se. Even though they did beat them in overtime, hey, they still are more than capable of winning and beating any team right now. I mean, they're an NFL team, so you can't really put nothing past anybody when it comes to that. I'm gonna look at the stats that they had against Tennessee. The Jets did not have too much of a running game, so that does play out in our favor. Tevin Coleman is over there. I forgot Tevin Coleman played for them, so they should be able. We should be able to stop the run. Passing game, Corey Davis had 111 yards. One thing I will say our secondary needs to do is to tighten up on defending the pass. I think that's something that they need to do. And if they're able to, they should be fine. You can't let Zach Wilson get around in the pocket. He's been known to move a little bit in the pocket. So that's something that we need to work on as well. But I think at the end of the day, I think we should be able to beat these guys. I think we should be able to beat them. I don't see why not. Hopefully that will, hopefully that will play out in our favor. I just can't say enough about, what the Falcons need to do, because the Falcons just always had a situation where they just cannot get out of their way. They found ways to lose games, and it's something that needs to be fixed. And like I said, I don't even know if this is what you call it. I'm not even sure if this is necessarily a coaching thing. It's just something about the Falcons. They just stay in their way. It's really, really weird. But I don't know. Maybe they'll be able to get over the hump and they'll be able to do something about it. That'd be awesome, because the Falcons are in need of a win. They really need to win a game. You know what I mean? Because it just seems like this team is, to me, I feel like the team is too talented to play the way they are, but the defense, I would just say they just get in their way. I can't explain it. I just can't. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Maybe, guys, if you guys know anything, better, it's something that you can explain better, because the Falcons, there's no reason for them to lose last game. There's no reason for them to play the way they did, because they had that game wrapped up. They just let the Washington football team get back in, and we saw what happened. So they're going to London. They play at 9:30 our time. I don't know what to think, because this team is like an enigma. I mean, to me, it's just really a big question mark of what they can and can't do. I just don't know. It's very unfortunate, but we'll see how that plays out, and we'll go from there when that time comes. And I'll be watching, and I'll be doing a pregame and postgame, and we'll just go from there once how things play out. You get my thoughts and opinions when I put those videos up, so hopefully you'll come through and be able to check those out. Let's jump over to Georgia Southern, but before I do that, once again, man, if you like the content, hit the like button, share this video, let people know what I'm doing over here. Also, if you want to listen to this on your own leisure, I am on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, what's else, Stitcher. Now, I keep saying Stitcher, and I'm not on Stitcher yet. I need to go ahead and get on Stitcher, Spotify, and Anchor podcast. So all those places you can go. Once again, I'll say it again: iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, and Anchor. Those are the places that I am when you want to listen to this podcast or this show or at your leisure. Georgia Southern had a really good win against Arkansas State, and I think they will continue to manage their game plan when they go down to Troy, Alabama to play the Troy Trojans. One thing about Georgia Southern, looked like they found their stride in running the ball, and Troy can't necessarily stop the run. So it's something that that need to be bulletin board material, because Troy has a problem with stopping the run. We should be able to run the ball on them. I would like to see us have much more success doing other things. That I knocked over my cup. Oh well. Luckily nothing fell out, so that's great. We should have success running the ball against these guys. And I would like to see more passing, but I would not be surprised, because last game when we played Arkansas State, I think we only had like 18 yards passing. So we should be okay when it comes to that. So I'm not too worried about it. I just want us to establish a run and play good defense. Troy's offense is not as prominent as it should be. Passing, they always been good at passing, but the problem with them is they haven't been able to put up a lot of points. That's one of the things that has been that's one thing that's been hindering them, because even though they put up a lot of points against Southern, ever since then they haven't been putting up a lot of points. They lost 21-13 to Liberty. They beat Southern Miss 21-9. They lost to ULM 29-16, and they just lost to South Carolina 23-14. Now ESPN has Troy beating us by a significant margin. Got them 78% chance to win. I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, because one thing about Troy does not do well stopping the run. Like I said, they let's see, yards allowed. They well, I take that back. Let me stand corrected. They only allow 97 yards rushing. That is very interesting. I did not know that. I stand corrected. Their offense let's see, their offense does pretty well as well. They don't run the ball very well offensively. Passing yards 248. They're a very middle of the road team. As far as, but that is very impressive that they only give up 97 yards rushing, but they haven't seen a rushing attack like us. And if we just establish the run, we should be fine. I don't think they'll be able to stop our style of running because you don't get to see the option as much as you do. And even with the way we run it, it's fairly exotic. Even though we do see a lot of dives up the middle, well, that's kind of a thing with the pass. We don't see too much of that. We do run the ball a little different now, but even though the way that we run the option is kind of a little different than what they're used to, but we're just going to have to establish the running game because the passing has gotten a lot better. I will say this, our pass defense has gotten a lot better. I will say that because we did very well against a high-powered Arkansas State team, got 2 interceptions, and we got a couple of takeaways, and we did pretty good covering a lot. I think we gave up maybe like 1 or 2 blatant touchdowns, but overall we did pretty good. Even though it says here we give up 350 yards passing the game, I think last game we did a lot better at giving up a lot of plays. I'm going to look here at the Arkansas State game. Let's see, where's the stats? I'm going to get these stats up. Let's see, about score. There we go. You know, we gave up 443. A lot of that was in garbage time, but we end up picking them off 4 times. So that's a pretty good look for us to give up that much at that time. You know, even though we gave up that much, we end up taking the ball away 4 times. So that's good. If we can do that, we should be fine. You know, because at the end of the day, we take away the ball, we establish the run because we ran for 500 yards last game. If we could do that, we'll be great. So I don't have too much of a gripe with us playing Troy. They say Troy is a better team. Troy has been a thorn on our side for a while. But I think at the end of the day, I think we should be okay when it comes to overcoming this team and defeating them. I think we should be okay. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Looks like everything is going to be good on that end. I can't wait to see what we do because it was an exciting time us playing Arkansas State. We are going away. We are playing in Troy, so it's going to be a little bit different because we're not at home. We tend to play a little bit different away, but if we do run the ball and if we're able to run the way that we normally run the ball, we should be fine in this game. Their quarterback for Troy, Powell, is 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So he is acceptable to give up the pass. So we should be able to look out for that too. He should be giving up on the pass where he'll throw the ball, and we should be able to be successful at getting some turnovers. Here you go, baby. Which one you want to watch? Okay, there you go. I got my son with me right here. Sorry for the hold up. Okay, baby. There you go. So he's gonna watch his nursery rounds. But yeah, let's get back to this. Like 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He has thrown for 1171, which is quite impressive so far this season and out of 5 games. But we should be able to get these guys. We should be able to get them. We should be okay. I can't wait to see how that comes, how that plays into fruition, and hopefully we come back to Paulson with a victory. And that's pretty much, it for that. We're going to play Troy. We go down there and we end up being 3-3. I hope we do be 2-1 in the conference. We'd be at 500 for the season, and we're going to be keep on trucking right along to get to a Sun Belt title. Hopefully. So that's pretty much going to be where I look at things on that end. We talked about these young quarterbacks. They're doing a very good job. The Falcons are going to London. We're going to see what they do when they play against the Jets. And Georgia Southern playing Troy. Like I said with Troy, we're going to be talking about doing a pregame and postgame show over here as well. I always do that, give my opinion about things and how what they're going to do. And hopefully they'll be able to succeed. Both teams will come back with a victory. So I'm looking forward to that. I usually do these around the 30, 45 minute mark. I don't have much else to say, and nobody is here to chime in. So I'm going to pretty much close it out there. This is episode 243 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I'm VFBaller. Over here we talk about football in general. Other sports are there as well, but mostly Falcons, Georgia Southern Eagles. I'll talk about all those things and everything in between. So looks like football in general is looking really good right now. What is to come now? What's to come next? Like I said, I'm gonna be putting more content over here as far as I'm gonna make another video about Georgia Southern and gonna do the pregame, do the postgame of the Falcons and Georgia Southern Eagles. Look out for those videos. May have some things that come about as far as things that's going on with the team in between that. Also, I'm gonna be doing stuff on my other channel, the VFcast channel. If you're listening over here on the podcast side, I have a YouTube channel, which is this podcast is string from. Also, I have another channel where I do talk about strictly gaming. So if you're interested in that, just go to YouTube, look up VFcast. I'll pop right on up. Or if you want to look at the YouTube side of things over here, just go to YouTube and put in first and frame rates, and you'll find that as well. So I'm going to get up out of here. It's about to the 30-minute mark. What I'm going to do as well, initially right after this, I may be going live on the VFcast. And you can catch out my content over there, going live over there, playing some old school football. That's what I like to do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys on the next one. You guys be easy. You guys take care. Peace.